When most people are looking for a way to have notifications on the wrist, they generally seem to turn to fully featured smartwatches like the Galaxy Watch and Apple Watch. But I would like to propose a different kind of watch entirely. My first smartwatch was some random Chinese watch off of Amazon. This was back in the day when phones were for playing games and watches were for, well, playing games too, and being a spy. I returned the Chinese watch after a short fling with the Pebble Time round. However, mine had some severe battery issues, and after that I stepped up to the LG Watch Urbane, a classy looking watch falling short only because of early Wear OS. After that I got my Samsung Gear Sport, the review of which you can check out up here. I love that watch to death. The rotating bezel was a wonderful way to navigate the OS, and the sharp screen combined with the optimization of Tizen made for a great phone on your wrist type of watch. Eventually, however, I got quite tired of having to charge it every single day, especially when all I really wanted it for was notifications on the wrist. So I returned to an old friend who many have thought to have been dead, and a watch that I think strikes the perfect balance between being smart and also just being a good timepiece. Releasing all the way back in 2015, the Pebble Time is somewhat ancient in tech years. It has a color transflective screen, meaning that it's visible at all times. While not as power efficient as an e-ink screen, the Pebble Time is able to show you the time consistently and last for days on a charge. Most of the time matters during the day, when the sun or other lights shine brightly on the screen. Being a transflective display means that the brighter the lights, the better the display will look. While not the sharpest for notifications and custom watch faces, you really can't complain. Since I no longer run cross-country, details about how far I went on a walk really aren't that important, and I feel that without some sort of ECG feature, a normal heart rate sensor like what is found in most watches is more of a novelty for fun numbers than anything else. While having fancy apps on a watch is neat, it is yet another thing that I don't find I really need on a smartwatch. See, I see the smartwatch as an accessory to your smartphone that makes it so that you don't need to whip out your phone as often. Getting quick glances at a text message to determine if it's important or quickly looking at an email are all perfect things for a smartwatch. The second you get into trying to order an Uber or even trying to watch videos in it, that's when the experience becomes so compromised compared to your phone that it seems like the only reason to do things on your watch is for the pure novelty of it. Pebble's identity as a companion for your phone is compounded by the use of buttons instead of a touchscreen. Touchscreens are great for phones and other devices with large screens, but for something which you can cover up with your entire thumb, buttons, for the most part, are generally superior. Because you can feel the buttons out, you can now do things like skipping tracks while driving without having to take your eyes off the road. The body is made almost entirely out of plastic, save for the metal bezel and glass screen. For the most part, I see this as a benefit, as it allows for the watch to be super slim and light enough that you often forget that you have it on. Now before we take a look at the software, if you found this video interesting, make sure to leave a like or even subscribe as it helps the channel out more than you know. The Pebble Time does have plenty of apps that you can download for it, but most of them are fairly bare bones and work pretty well for a smartwatch. You have all your basic functions like a timer and stopwatch, as well as an alarm that uses the surprisingly strong haptic motor to wake you up. Sending a text is fairly easy using your voice or canned replies. Speaking of software, I'm sure you're all thinking, hey, wasn't Pebble bought by Fitbit a while ago? And yeah, you would be right. Unfortunately, the company that I think had one of the best ideas of what the smartwatch is meant to be got eaten up. That does not mean, however, that Pebble is dead. Shortly after Pebble was announced to be purchased, a group of devs and fans started Rebel, a revitalization and continuation service for Pebble. They developed their own servers for the Pebble App Store and Watch Face Store to live on, as well as for people to continue to use voice dictation. Except for voice dictation and some weather services, all of this is offered for free, and the community is stronger than ever, offering help to whoever needs it. It's this community devotion to the brand and overall kind of quirky software that's made me fall in love with Pebble again. A watch that is great at being both a timepiece and a notification machine. that doesn't need to be resurrected every single day. So if you are interested in purchasing the Pebble Time or any of its various successors, you can do so for under $100, making it one of the cheapest name brand smartwatches that you can buy. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out their Discord. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you really liked it, a sub would be massively appreciated as it really helps the channel to grow.